Join, ladies and gentlemen. I'll quickly take 2 minutes to say what I have to. I'm Col Sewal. I'm representing the Armoured Corps Directorate. I must begin this conversation by thanking the industry partners here. It's been a tremendous learning curve and an iterative journey. There's tremendous synergy between the industry partners and the user. In as much as the procurement verticals are concerned, the line directorates are the ones which do the bean count, which get into the rough and muddy with the industry partners and getting the user requirements through to them, and more importantly, the journey of taking or hand-holding them through the very important and a little difficult QA, QC environmental test requirements. First of all, thank you for all of that. I'll straight away come on to, there are two aspects that I need to quickly talk about. Number one is the user perspective as far as the functional aspects of user when we use these drones. That is number one. And secondly, what are we looking at now? Coming on to straight away the number one, a word about what is the Armoured Corps doing with the drones. It is inseparable. I mean, let's not even get into that aspect. As far as the tactical battle area is concerned, there is a definite requirement to have surveillance of the forward areas wherever the combat teams and combat groups are working, get real time into the tactical commanders, and also enhance our influence or the area of dominance. By that I mean combatized drones. The first major important takeaway from using these drones is the storage aspect. Now, in one of the cases, we've had an experience that the requirements of storing that particular drone, the batteries were supposed to be discharged to a particular suboptimal level. They were supposed to be at about 10 to 25% of the charge. That itself took us a lot of time to recharge the batteries when we wanted to operationalize them. So you may like to look at this aspect. Storage itself is a major issue from where you start off from. The second practical issue is the size of the drones that we are inducting into the armed forces as of now. Now, while I'm certain there are n number of micro and mini drones doing the rounds, I'm talking about drones which give us anything between 25 kilometers and upwards kind of surveillance and dominance. The packing boxes itself, in one of the cases, the packing box of a particular drone is the size of a Scorpio. Now you will appreciate there is a definite requirement to either make the drone in a manner that it is disassembled and miniaturized so that the carriage part in field conditions is very different. For those of you all who would have gone to our high altitude areas, to our riverine terrain and Rajasthan, it's not as simple as saying how does it matter, you have a bigger vehicle, just carry it. It doesn't work out that way. The smaller the package material to carry it, the better it is. In my journey in the past 1 year, I've turned an acronym for myself, maybe it finds traction here. I started writing a paper called Manning the Unmanned, and then I lost steam, frankly. So it's a misnomer to say that these are unmanned vehicles. While we've been able to remove the man or the individual sitting inside that vector and flying over a difficult area, the people and the manning of the drone in its preparation takes up a lot of manpower. There are certain systems where the manpower intensity is so high, including the logistics requirement of moving that particular system from point A to point B, it becomes untenable. So you may like to look at reducing the number of people that are required to operationalize these drones, rather than having multiple GCS and different stations, make one compact laptop and a ruggedized one where one person can fly them. Quick word about, so that's all I had about the use part. General Maan has already covered the most important aspect of working in a dense EW environment. I will not touch upon it. That is a major requirement. Importance cannot be highlighted enough. A quick word about what are we looking at here and after, or there's enough been spoken about the indigenous component. There are just two things that I'd like to add on to this. Now we are getting on to a system where we have drones which are talking to each other, so you have multiple sensors in the tactical battle area. The problem statement to the person sitting at a particular surveillance center is that on a screen, which is about the standard size of a 50-inch TV or maybe even larger, the number of multiple windows that have started appearing from different feeds is far too much. So you need to stitch and give one comprehensive picture to that particular individual so that he is not, as a user, I'm not, or should be worried about which drone is looking where. I identify or define a particular sector in which I want surveillance, whether there are 10 drones flying there, they are part of the same swarm, or they are part of individual systems which have been inducted. What probably I'm looking at as a user is a simplistic, stitched, comprehensive picture on my screen. That I'm sure there are enough AI tools which can do that. No conversation about drones is complete without the explosive content. General Maan has already spoken about it. I would again like to reiterate this. It's a major challenge. There are multiple ongoing cases in which we hold conversations, we hold PFT, DA interactions, and when we speak about that what is the bean count as far as a munitions partner, there's a standard and a stock reply that we are still working on it. Ladies and gentlemen, a drone, a combatized drone is just a piece of metal of no use to us unless it is weaponized and combatized, so kindly look at that aspect. I must end once again by thanking the industry for their support during our journey. Lastly, but most importantly, all of us in the line directorates, whether it is the Armored Corps or let's say the mechanized infantry or whomsoever, all of us today have a very clear understanding of industry mapping, the capability that the industry can deliver us. 4 or 5 years back when we started with this journey, there were apprehensions on both sides. The industry promised us certain capability. We expected certain capability which was promised. However, there were gaps in the delivery part. However, we are very clear as to what the industry can deliver to us, and in a similar manner, we also know that what should our aspiration be. So, kindly take it from us that whenever we float a certain RFP, there's a lot of thought that goes behind it. However, it still remains an iterative journey, and we are here to hold your hand, and I'm sure we will keep getting excellent products from you all, solutions from you all. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.